Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very, very first episode of the Green Room podcast.
Yes.
I'm very excited to be here
as well.
in the Franklin Theater Green Room in Franklin, Tennessee.
Shout out.
Shout out to them. We are very thankful that they're letting us use this space.
Not only do they employ us, they let us use this space.
Yes. Thank you for your money and the space.
And the fun time and job.
Yes. Oh, yes. Shout out to Eric, Madison,
Yeah,
Shay, everyone. Yeah.
Shout
Okay.
out.
I'm Massimo DiStefano. I'm one of your co-hosts here today, and here we have.
And I am not Massimo DiStefano, the
Okay.
co-host. I am Brendan Aten, the other co-host.
This is the Green Room podcast.
This is the first one, yeah.
It's
It's a fun time.
Yeah, we're gonna talk a lot about music.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, only about music.
Mostly music and audio.
We're gonna have special guests on in the music business world, the audio engineering world, or as a musician and artist.
Mm-hmm.
This mic keeps like
I like it though. It's like
swinging back in my face.
it's like a game.
It is. Like, will I eat it? Will I not? Okay. But yeah, Brendan, we're just gonna kind of start with introducing ourselves a little bit, and if you wanna
I can do that.
start.
Do I have to go first?
Yes, because
Okay,
I don't
that's
want to
fine.
start.
I'll go first.
Good.
All right, yeah. Hi, my name is Brendan Aten. I'm originally from Michigan, small town called Pinckney. It's like the woods. I grew up in the middle of the woods. It's a fun time though, small town. I started playing drums when I think I was 3 or 4. I got like a kiddie drum set, one cymbal that was all attached to the kick. And then I started drums, I think guitar when I was, I think 7 or 8, I think. But shout out Buzztop Studios and Scott Christopher, taught me everything I know for the most part. He's the man though. He used to be in a Metallica band.
Oh, good.
In like the 80s, he used to have this long hair. It's one of the greatest pictures I've ever seen. Anyway, yeah, I was on the drum line in high school, which was a good time. I learned like music discipline, and even though music's fun, you also have to like be disciplined with it and take it seriously. You got to take it seriously.
Yeah.
I moved here in August of 2020. Right before I moved here, obviously, there was a big thing that happened called a big old good time that we all had called COVID.
Yeah. Oh. Named it.
Well, COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought.
What were you thinking?
I thought no. I thought it would be like the thing that we shall not name.
Oh yeah, like Voldemort. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Now we're screwed.
No, but right before that, actually, I was very fortunate. I got to go to Europe in an orchestra. I'm playing cathedrals for about
in 2020 or
no 2019 and
Okay.
So my parents told me they were, hey, listen, you can either have a graduation party and just that's fun, have a good time, or you can go to Europe for a month and a half.
I think you chose the right.
I'll take
thing.
the latter.
Yeah.
I'll take the latter. So
how long was the trip though?
Well, so you went to the band camp for 2 weeks to learn all the music and all that kind of stuff beforehand,
Yeah.
and then you went over. So I have a T-shirt back at the house where we did the pilot, and I think we stayed at like 7 or 8 different towns, but you were there for 3 or 4 days. So I think it came out to about a little over a month. It was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good time. I can get more into that in another episode maybe. Because I got a lot of stories and videos.
I don't even know that much about it.
I got a lot of stories. It was
I've
a
never
great
been
time.
to Europe, so
It's awesome. It's awesome. It is awesome. It is so cool.
Face.
It's a real good time, and every day is just enjoyable. Like it's hard to not enjoy what's in front of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, but I moved here.
You digress.
I digress. Yeah. I moved here during COVID, which is a good time. I didn't know a soul. And I went to Dark Horse Institute where we kind of met.
I didn't meet you there.
Well, yeah, but our paths crossed. via Dark
barely.
Horse.
When did you finish?
I think I finished both because I did the engineering and the music business.
And after the internship as well.
After the internship?
Yeah.
Oh, well, so I finished the school, I think it was May of 2021 when I finished music business and everything.
I didn't start till January 2022.
Oh, wow. Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I was going to say.
I interned until, I think, July 2022. I started working in the studio in July 2021, and I did until...
Because I did know you, and I remember you saying you still interned there.
Yeah. As I started interning, like at the beginning of the fall, I think, of 2021.
And I knew I did not want to intern there.
It was a good time.
I'm sure it was a good time.
I can get into that in another episode, too.
Yeah,
it was such a good time. A lot of good stories. But yeah, and then started working here at the theater shortly thereafter. Met Massimo.
Yeah.
That's where we actually met.
Yeah, well, you started staff, and then now you're doing stagehand
started
stuff.
As staff. I worked staff for, I know you worked longer than me, but I worked staff for a year and a half. Never did tech once. Shift leader. I was shift leader. We were both shift leaders.
Mm-hmm.
it's still awesome though. It was fun doing that.
Oh, yeah.
And then now I do tech. It's a good time. And I play around town with a few bands and stuff like
But
that.
you play drums, guitar.
So
bass.
I mainly actually now since I moved here I've been a bass player because that's what I've
Yeah.
been hired for most. Although this is my baby. This is Janine. Shout out Janine right here.
These are the theater. If you're watching the video on YouTube, we're pointing to the guitars
go watch the
above our
video
head.
if you are listening.
Yeah. We got guitars above our heads.
This is, from what I understand, a Buddy Holly Gretsch, which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's an old K, which I actually have a K acoustic back home in Michigan. And then this is my baby Janine, a 60 style Les Paul. What an amazing guitar. But yeah, bass, drums, guitar, and I mainly though I'm a mixing engineer now.
Mm-hmm.
I record people in my bedroom from time to time and stuff, but I'm a mixing engineer. I mix hard rock, metal, rock, R&B, that kind of stuff.
Too.
I do punk rock, pop
Yeah.
punk, that kind of stuff. But yeah. All right, I digress about myself. You can go ahead.
Oh,
go
boy.
ahead. I might play Janine while you talk. Just kidding.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Massimo. If you can't tell by my name, I'm very Italian, and I don't feel ashamed to bring it up because I always get asked that.
Why would you?
And people always get it wrong.
I'm Italian too.
You know how many different countries I've gotten? Someone's
What?
like, "Are you Portuguese?
Are you German?
Are you literally German?" I've heard French. I've heard Russian. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean, our age group
don't-
doesn't meet a lot of full-blooded Italians, so
But,
I
like,
kind of get
it's-
it.
but
Like, I'm Italian, but I'm
Russian?
not full-blooded. Hey, you never know. You do have a little bit of a...
no, stop it.
I'm just kidding. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
no. Anyway, I was born in South Florida.
South Italy.
Yeah, sure. The way down the boot, yeah. And West Palm Beach, if anyone knows, like around that area, that's where I'm from, in the boonies of Florida, where no one really knows how to drive.
Shout out the Goonies.
Yeah, okay. I said boonies, not Goonies.
I know. I did it on purpose.
Whatever. And me and my family, we moved up here to Franklin, Tennessee when I was about 5. I've been in the same house, same place ever since. And I kind of knew I was going to get into music because I just kind of started hitting things.
How old were you?
When I took
First
lessons.
In music, yeah.
I took drum lessons starting when I was 8.
8?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said 18. I was like, no way.
God. I'm really good. Yeah.
Nice,
Not
nice,
good. I
nice.
progressed that far.
Yeah, 8. Okay.
No. And I took lessons actually right down the road here at Shuffs, if anyone knows, if you're local.
Shout out.
Yeah. We're shouting out everyone today.
Yeah, I guess. We
Um,
got more later, too.
we really do. And it was a great time. Tim Tuning was my instructor. Amazing man, amazing teacher. Taught me everything I needed to know, the fundamentals. I grew up. I forget how many years. I think I took it from when I was 8 till I got into high school because then my schedule just blew up because I was also
like
in
6 or 7 years then, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because then I got into marching band. I was in drumline. I played tenors.
Yeah,
For
I did
2
for 1
years.
year.
I did for
tennis
2
1
years.
year.
So am I better than you? I think I am.
Did you have 5 or 4?
5.
We had 4.
Little Spock. Come
It's okay.
on.
We didn't have a spot.
Anyway.
My old high school did.
And yeah, and that gave me another appreciation for a different side. I grew up on classic rock and stuff. Like I love Journey and Toto and Kenny Loggins and all that stuff and Billy Joel.
Does love Journey. You do
Van
love
Halen.
Journey.
I love Journey. If I could have a picture of Steve Perry up here, we'll talk about him later at
Maybe
the end of the
another
episode.
time we will.
Yeah, we will. But give me appreciation for orchestral music and choral music as I was in concert band and I was in choir. When I graduated high school, I joined this band called Mercury. I was with them for a few months. It's like this. They call themselves indie psychedelic rock. I don't even know still what that is.
Sounds cool.
It sounds cool. They have the single out they put out
It's
a few
intriguing,
months ago.
none
It's
the
really
least.
good, actually.
Nonetheless.
It's really good. And then I just was playing around town for a few guys. And COVID, I didn't really do anything over that because I didn't really have a setup at that time for engineering stuff. I wasn't an engineer at the
You were
time.
playing at your house.
No, because as I was saying before, I joined Dark Horse in 2022, like January. I did buy some mics, but it was like, I'm guessing at what I'm doing. It was so bad. Some of the recordings I did were really bad.
That's how you learn.
It really is. It was great. I don't regret it. It was great. Just a lot of money.
Amen. It is a lot of money.
Anyway, I went through Dark Horse. I took the audio engineering program in the music business, taught by Ted Skolitz and Dave Mullen, respectively. Amazing instructors. And I did not intern there. I knew I did not want to do that.
Why?
It just didn't seem like a
Like
good
your vibe?
fit. Like I love it's my second favorite studio, the actual lodge, but
It's my favorite of all time.
I couldn't do it.
I love the lodge so
I'm a
much.
busy guy. I couldn't
If
give
I had
up
the
all
money,
my time.
I'd buy it.
Huh?
If I had the money, I'd buy it. The lodge.
Oh yeah.
I love
It's
that place.
so nice.
I love that place.
How much do you think it's worth?
Enough.
Yeah.
That's what my mom used to say. I'd be like, how much is that worth? She'd be like, enough.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, so I gig out with a few guys. I'm a drummer primarily. I don't really play anything else.
Percussion.
Yeah, percussion. Yeah. I sing a little bit, but not too much. And if if you watch any of my other content, you'll know I really don't play anything else.
He is a master guitar player.
No, I'm not. We'll give a shout out to that later. It's so bad.
So funny.
But yeah, let's see, in 2020, I started doing more things with social media. Really, when I got out of high school, but really ramped it up around then, especially this year. I have a YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, where I post semi-regularly
Weekly
stuff. I try.
You do it for the most part.
It's okay. I go
If not
through
videos, you do
hills
shorts
and
at least every
valleys.
week.
Yeah, I try. But yeah, that's me. I'm a drummer. I'm a
Good
drummer.
time.
Like
Yeah.
and now I engineer as well. I have a home studio. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like if you had to say one main thing that you do, what would it be? Like, because I would primarily say drummer. Honestly, as a musician, I'm more of a musician than an engineer.
Yeah.
Would you say you're more of an engineer than a musician? Or
If
what?
I'm being honest, I think my skill set is more in an engineer than anything else. But I'm
Yeah.
getting more work as a bass player and as a
Yeah.
musician. So I would actually say that I'm a musician first because that's what's paying the bills and getting me farther currently.
That's
But in my
surprising.
heart and where I'm gonna be in the
That's
future,
surprising.
I plan on eventually just being a mixing engineer.
Oh yeah.
You know, I love playing live and that kind of stuff, but I find more joy out of taking my time and getting what I want out of something. And it's like making a puzzle, you know?
Do you like the live or the studio stuff?
I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted because live is more often and pays bills more, and there's more
I mean,
money.
personally, like, what do you like doing more?
Personally,
Forget about the money.
I like recording more than my hierarchy goes mixing,
Okay.
live, and then recording. I don't
Really?
being a recording engineer is fine, but I find it to be more pressure in the moment, and
Than live? No.
than
man.
live because
if
live
you're in front
is
of like 20,000 people, something goes wrong, you got to run out on stage. I saw this video a while back. Toto is touring, and
I think I saw the video you're
really,
talking about.
and his pedal board just went out.
Yeah, but
And
that's
there was
not,
no
that's,
sound. It was like they were playing I Won't Hold You Back Now or something. Like
Yeah.
the big guitar solo.
But that's a true technical difficulty because it's not like
I
it
know.
wasn't working from the jump.
But like, there's a video like someone from like the third row, and the guy's right there with his butt up in the air, bending down, like plugging the new
That's the
battery,
job.
whatever. I was like, man,
And see,
that would
that's
ugh,
the part
that'd kill me.
that even though it is a necessity and I will do that, I don't love that, obviously.
Yeah.
So I
don't know who
don't know.
does.
I like taking my time and not being under pressure. That's why I like mixing. I can be in my own space,
Yeah,
whether it's with an
yeah.
artist or not, my own isolated space, listen to things at my own rate, at my own pace. Like with live, most of your work's up front and after. I mean, obviously you're working during the show, mixing and making it sound good, but a lot of it's set up and tear down, and the setup's a lot of, management and organizing. Yeah, you could argue it's the analog real live version of what I'm doing in the box, but I don't know. I feel more
In the
comfortable doing
box.
mixing stuff. But what do you think for you?
I don't know.
I think. Can I say what I think you are?
Okay.
I think you're a drummer first, and then a recording engineer second. Because you
Yeah.
mix your own stuff, but
Well,
I think
I'm-
that's
I
more of
mean,
your own creative thing.
I view myself as a musician first and foremost
yeah.
over anything engineering. I think I'm better as a musician. I think I have more of an ear as a musician. Not to say I'm not a good engineer.
That's why we're a good yin and yang. I feel like I'm more
That's
of a
what I'm
mixing engineer.
saying.
You're more of
You
a
record me,
Yeah. I don't mix you, but I record you.
But I have come to love being in the studio. I used to be like, I don't want to be in the studio because in my mind, when I was younger, I was like, someone's going to hand me a chart and I have to play exactly what's on the chart,
Yeah.
which is not the way I play. It's necessary, but it's not the way I play. I love being like, hey, this is the vibe because guitar, scratch, recording kind of thing, and then like go.
Yeah.
Like,
I
and
mean,
then
I love
and then
recording.
that creation with the band, at the guys in that moment, in that space, nothing else is better.
Yeah. I
But
like it. Don't
I
get me
love
wrong.
being live as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the fan part of live. It's like hearing and seeing people enjoy your work as it's happening.
I
like
love
that.
the creativity because I would hate for every night to be the same. Like if we were gonna
Like
change
if
it
you're
up.
touring, you mean?
Yeah, like going out for a few, like even if it's like for 4
See,
5
I'd
shows in
love
a
that.
run, it's like, yeah, do the same thing every night, have the same quality show, but at the same time keep it interesting for yourself, and like the camaraderie on stage with the band is important to me.
That's why I think you like this more than like going on tours, because it's not the same thing every day. It's
Yeah.
it's more of an obstacle every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, I love
don't know.
studio and everything.
See,
it's
the
great.
mixing thing is a whole nother world though, because
Yeah.
like, yes, recording is a whole thing, but mixing has now turned into this beast in and of itself that is just craziness. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna get into it. Is,
No,
is it
go.
okay if I take the
No,
highlight for a second? Okay.
So this is being recorded a while back. So when this posts,
this is
it'll
what,
be
April 3rd?
kind of old news. Yeah, it's
today's April 3rd,
No,
I think.
it's April 3rd.
It's the 3rd.
So last week, big news
Monday.
went down with Waves. And actually, I'm gonna let you take it because you
I have
got
some-
really
I
heated
have
because
thoughts.
you're a Waves customer. I'm not.
So
Go for it.
So for about a year and a half now, I've been primarily a Waves using Waves plugins to mix, and whatever I don't use from Waves, I use mostly Waves and use other stuff sparingly to fill the pieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love the CLA 76. I love the L2. I love love the CLA Epic. It's a reverb and delay thing. It's sweet.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. H delay is the greatest delay of all time. And I wake up on Monday. I was planning on having a great, splendid day. I think we were
Yes.
doing something that day together. I can't remember.
Probably.
It's gonna be a great, great morning. It's the day my favorite podcasts come out is Mondays, and I'm just ready to have a good day, good start to my week.
Yeah.
I wake up to this email from this company called Waves Audio. And what do I see? We have completely switched our business model to a subscription only. So now you have to pay monthly to get all the plugins or some of them, but everything that you've already paid for is gone, and you can't use everything you've already spent your money on. What? What are you saying to me? What? You're telling me that all this money that I've spent that I definitely shouldn't have, that I already have spent, and it's gone away forever? I can't access it anymore? Oh my gosh, I was furious. But I wasn't the only
one.
one.
Really feel, Mike.
I wasn't the only one.
Oh no.
TikTok and the internet
and
went
Instagram
crazy. Shout out Justin Sheriff and G Grizzy. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Man, there are these TikTok engineers I follow. You should follow them. I think we'll tag them in the bio maybe.
Yeah, shoot them to me.
And dude, they set the standard. We everyone as a collective in like the Waves Audio was like, we refuse to buy into your business model, and I love that for us.
Oh yeah.
Everyone was like, no, this is unacceptable. I immediately that happened started using Plugin Alliance that day. I deleted all my Waves plugins.
Ooh.
I started using Plugin Alliance
And
that moment.
you use like only Waves, right?
I am
like
literally
90,
like I was saying
90%.
earlier. If you look at my mixes, which maybe someday we will do that, mix for the YouTube or something. If you look at my mixes, it's Waves plugins on almost everything because they're great. They low CPU and they're great analog emulations, which we'll get to in a bit.
Yes.
And they're just great. They're great. And they're cheaper than a lot of the other ones, which I like too. It's a good way to start to go from free plugins into paid plugins.
Yeah.
Waves is the great way in. But
they had a really good thing going for them.
Great thing going,
and they just
blew
botched it.
And they blew it. But
everyone was pissed. I looked on the newest post on their Instagram, which didn't even talk about the changeover, but all the comments were still like, "What is wrong with you people?"
They did it because they started this new thing. I don't completely understand it, but it's essentially like anyone that uses Waves can make presets and share it with everyone. So now like top mixers can be like, this is the exact vocal chain on your top favorite song, and you can use it for exactly yourself, which I get, but that's been the wave lately is like the preset thing, which
I don't, but that's, to me, that makes everything so cookie cutter.
Exactly.
Why would I want what you did that's great that I have what you did.
100%.
But like, what if I want to make it my own? I guess that's good for some people, but.
Well, I think presets are always a great place to start. Like even in plugins, I sometimes
But you know how many people would be like, yeah, it's fine.
reach for a preset first and then tweak from there. Yeah,
everyone's gonna sound the same.
I do that a lot on the some of the compressors and stuff. I'll just go with the preset and go from there.
Yeah.
But shout out our timer just going out.
I'm gonna change it. Keep going.
I'll keep going. Anyway, And then, so we protest Waves. We say, Waves, that is a bad move. No. Hit your hand. No. Slap on the wrist. No. And by Thursday, I woke up to an email that changed my life. Because, I was thinking I was going to have to change my complete workflow and everything. Thursday, I get an email from the CTO, not the CEO or the COO, the CTO.
What's the CTO again?
I had no clue. No idea.
Someone important.
And it says that they are switching back to their original business model because they didn't think about us.
No, slow clap. That's all they get.
Thank you.
That's it. Slow clap.
Thank you. Now, what they have both going now, which is actually what they should have done.
Oh,
now
yeah.
you can pay, I think it's $11 a month to get about 110 plugins, or $25 a month to get every single plugin they have. And if you don't have them before, that is definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
If you're looking to get into free plugins, do that. $25 a month if you can. $25 a month, you get all the state-of-the-art, amazing plugins that are some modeled after amazing things.
One and done. I wouldn't want to keep paying. That's
I mean,
what I do for Pro Tools right now.
But then that's why they brought back the old way. So now you can also buy them individually or the bundles individually. I think they lowered the prices on something.
You know what I think? I think this is the beginning. This is the beginning.
The beginning of what?
I think I need to go after Avid now.
I think that's what's next. We're going after Avid.
Yeah, man.
Avid needs to change their ways. Although I am a big Logic guy. I'm no longer on Pro Tools.
We're not talking about that right now.
Logic to the end. Don't listen to the Avid scammers. Logic to the end.
Pro Tools is better.
First.
Pro Tools is better.
Anyway. So Waves is back, though. Waves is back.
Yeah.
They're better than ever. I'm back using Waves. I immediately unsubscribed from Plugin Alliance because it's too bad on my CPU and my tiny computer. And we're back, and I'm so happy about it. I completely flipped the script. I'm 100% back on Waves. Shout out Waves Audio. I would love to work with you guys. I literally would.
Are you sure? After what they just did?
Yes, because I love that within 4 days they realized that they made a mistake and they changed it, and they didn't go corporate and go, no, this is it. A lot of companies won't change, and
that's true.
They're thinking about us, and they're thinking about their future, and because they started in the 90s making plugins on floppy disks.
But they didn't at first.
Well, no.
And I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't really care.
Yes.
I'm just seeing.
I know, and I understand that. But I appreciate that they listen to us and they change back. And I think it's good for the future that they're willing to listen and be wrong.
I mean, everyone's doing the subscription thing now. And it's like, okay, great. I get you're trying to make money, but
what's interesting is Plugin Alliance has been doing it for a minute.
Yeah.
So is Slate Digital. But Universal Audio just switched, and now I think you can do a bundle and buy them individually, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'd rather buy what I want, one and done. Yeah. I'm more old-fashioned, I guess.
But sometimes, you can't afford to buy some stuff. That's why I like Waves, because it's cheap. But there's also amazing, amazing free plugins out there.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. We wrote down some. Do you want to get into that first before we get?
So I have a lot less. Yeah, okay. I got a lot less plugins that I use. I only got Pro Tools
you use stock
a few months ago.
You're a big stock plugin guy.
I am, yeah.
Which is fine.
The BF76 that's in there.
Shout out.
Bro.
Iconic.
I do a lot of short drum covers or even a full song to drum covers. And it's great.
Shout out.
I slap that on
awesome.
snare top.
It's a great emulation. Yeah.
It's great. I have no problems with it.
Yeah. It is awesome.
It does the job. I don't. What else?
Exactly.
Do you need? What else?
It is exactly what it needs to be. Not anything more or less. It's exactly what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Which is perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll trade these.
I just wrote down 3 things. My first thing I'm going to bring up is actually a company as a whole and not an individual plugin.
Oh.
Analog Obsessions it's on the Patreon technically, it's a website, but it's free. They make analog modeled plugins that are completely free. Completely free. I think they have over 80 or 90 plugins, and they update them all the time with, adding mix knobs or new UIs or new whatever,
To me, that's important, a continual update.
Exactly.
Because, if a customer is like, yeah, you should change this, and then they do it, it's like, sick, thank you.
Well, and that was the thing with the Waves thing is, technically, yes, you still had your plugins once they changed it, but if you couldn't update them ever or you couldn't change iOS because then they're gone.
Oh, my
So
gosh.
I really appreciate that about Analog Obsessions is that they update them, and they're great plugins. I mean, they got Pultec emulations, SSL emulations, everything. They got bass amps, guitar amps. They have everything. It is awesome. It's definitely one of the ones I would go to if you're just starting out getting plugins. And they even have weird saturators and weird stuff. And I think they have a few reverbs. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
One of the things that I didn't like that came with the stock Pro Tools was a limiter. I was like, and my
Yeah.
stuff wasn't loud enough.
Because it's just the compressor, right? You just have to slam the compressor. They don't have a separate limiter.
They have something called, it's like a compressor / limiter.
Yeah.
And it's like, let me just. Blah. So I literally looked up. I was like, okay, good free limiter.
Yeah.
And I found the KHS limiter.
The bundle.
The bundle. And I didn't realize it was a bundle.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I just wanted a limiter. And I got all this other stuff like reverbs and compressors and everything. I was like, oh,
that bundle is awesome.
Not bad. I got so much, and I used the limiter. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it makes your stuff louder.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, for a free limiter, it does its stuff.
Exactly.
I mean,
the transient designer is called the transient shaper.
Yeah, I haven't used that. You've used that.
I use it a lot because, in my metal and pop punk stuff, that's a lot
Yeah.
of super produced drums and, lots of hard work and heavy handing.
Yeah.
Heavy lifting you got to do in the back end. But, man, that thing's great for adding sustain. It's got a speed knob so you can adjust how fast.
Really?
If it's like a long transient, you can make it adjust the whole, you know what I mean? It's awesome. It's amazing. Another one that I use a lot is the Bedroom Producer blog, the BDP Saturator.
Oh.
It's I've started using it less. Maybe I should bring it back just because I've gotten so into my plugins that I've bought and I use those logs. I want to make the most out of my money.
Yeah.
But it's great. You can do it tube versus a more digital. It's amazing, dude. It's a great saturator. It's got a mix on it. It's got a high pass, a low pass. It's awesome. It's really good for not, because I think people sleep on, when you think mixing, people go, oh, EQ and compression and then reverbs and effects and then you're done. Saturation and just saturating, not even to blow them up and make them driven and all this stuff, just to bring everything together. It's huge, and it's so good at doing that. It's so good at being subtle.
Free, but the SSL kind of glue compressor kind of thing.
There's a free one on Analog Obsession.
Oh, you're kidding!
I think they just updated it last week too. Dude, you have to go through. There's so many amazing things on there.
Send me the link.
I will.
We'll probably put it in the description below.
Yeah.
And stuff, but I want things.
The last little ones I want to talk about here. They're not. I don't want to spend too much time on them. They're more creative than anything. It's called this brand called Cymatics. Have these two plugins. One's called Origin and one's called Diablo Lite. The Diablo has a paid version you can get, but the Lite version, it's another kind of saturator, but it's more of like if you want to clip and do 808s and blow stuff up a little bit. It's great at doing that. I think it's got like a heat and a fire knob or something like that, where it's like just two knobs you can really adjust.
I saw this one ad, because now all YouTube gives me is ads.
Yeah.
For engineering stuff.
Yeah.
And it's got these 5 knobs. And I was like, just add a little distortion to your bottom end. And the guy nudged it. It was like, like it was.
I think it's the squash or the fattener, the thing you're talking about. Yeah, I think I was
like, and like, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm more of a, what do you call it? A
purist,
minimalist purist.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, I'm like, why would you want to blow up your song, man?
Yeah. That actually kind of goes a little bit into this one thing.
Also, it's just not my genre. As well.
Exactly. That's the other thing. So there, Justin Sheriff, who I want to tag and post this on TikTok for, he posted a video where he was talking about, with plugins, are you a minimalist or a maximalist? So are you using one plugin to be really heavy-handed, do most of your work there, or are you using a big chain to get what you're doing? And I think it's genre-based completely, but I am more of a maximalist. I tend to use a lot more than,
I don't. Good EQ, good compression. Not that they're doing a ton, because to me, I'm like not neither one of those things, because if you get a good recording, you don't need to do a ton.
100%.
Like,
that's what analog can get you and digital doesn't, is like you can record amazing up front.
Yeah.
Like with a like a digital interface or whatever.
Yeah.
You're just getting dry, and then you got to do a lot of work on the back end. But if you can record in a great analog,
let's go back to the studio stuff we're talking about before.
Yeah.
I'd rather take that time and get the sound.
Yes.
It might not be perfect, but taking the extra 5, 10, 15 minutes to get that snare drum tuning up, or like the deadening it just enough so that in post you don't have to work as hard. Yeah. That's what it is. Get the sound right at the source so that in post it's like, easy EQ, easy compression, done.
I agree. I agree 100%. I
Slap
do find
some verb on there.
I do find sometimes that when people do that, they try too hard, and then you overdo it, and then when you get tracks sent to you, like for me as a mixing engineer, I get something sent to me, it's over compressed and it's over EQ, and it's got all these divots everywhere where you're just missing content, and it's like there's only so much you can do with that. So I think maybe I'm kind of flip-flopped, is like when in an analog I'm more of a minimalist on the front end because I'm afraid to mess it up. And then on the back end, I'm more willing to do more because it's all digital and I can always revert.
Yeah, I know some guys like to track in compression, like do that in their chain, like track it in, like
Yeah.
you know,
Like the full
like-
compression for their mix.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't like that because sometimes I get snare drum, especially for like my metal stuff, and all it is just
I know.
pop
I feel
and
like it's
crack.
because we're younger guys. Like they had to track it in.
I think
Used to, you
yeah.
know. So I know some other guys are like, no, why wouldn't you track it in? I'm like, well, what if you
Yeah.
know your client changes their mind? There's no going back. If you
Mhm.
change your mind, there's no going back. So I'd rather
That's
have
the other
the
thing. Is
option.
the recall thing is really hard
Yeah,
in
yeah,
analog
yeah.
versus digital. You know,
Yeah.
but
Taking pictures of every single outboard gear
literally
you have.
taking pictures of everything. Going, oh my god, I need to know exactly where everything is. Oh my god. Yeah,
Because we did the album for Hannah.
for Hannah. Yeah, shout out.
last year, and we were in there Saturdays, but they were sporadic. Like we weren't in there for a full
Like
week.
every
So
Saturday. here and there,
like
yeah.
you had to engineer one of the days while playing bass.
Yeah, I forgot to plug in.
I was
the
drumming and
mix.
producing on it, and the tones sounded like we put the knobs back, but it was like they sounded a little different.
I did forget to plug in the room mics. That is my fault.
That is your fault.
There's plugins for that. But yeah,
It is his fault. Hannah,
The
if you're
other thing
watching, it's his fault.
the other thing. Well, she knows. I think she's got the session. She has the sessions.
whatever. Doesn't matter.
I think a room can change day to day, though. You know how hot it is outside affects how hot it is inside, and if you don't set the drums up in the exact
That's right.
to the centimeter
I had to
location.
bring mine in every time.
Yep. and
Thanks, Dark Horse.
If the mics, no, thank you, Dark Horse. I love Dark Horse. Thank you so much for letting us use your space.
Just buy a drum kit. I think I was actually talking to Emily over there, and I think
you want to
they're
know they
gonna
have
buy
like 4? They have 4 there. There's
have 4
there's a
drum
room
kits there?
downstairs full of drum kits. Yeah.
I've heard that. I've heard people say yes and no to that. Have you seen?
I
have you
interned there
seen
for a
it?
year.
Have you seen it though?
I've emptied and put it back like 3 times. I've
drum
moved
kits.
all the drum sets. Yes.
Okay, so they do.
There's like a red
exist.
one, a blue one. I've seen them all. Yeah, they're there.
Do you think I could use one? Are they nice?
I don't know. That's above me. I don't know.
But you can get me in.
You can get yourself in too. But
Whatever.
yeah, I mean, so I kind of think though with the analog things is like, I think nowadays too with the age we're in, it's very situational. Because like, infamously, there's a band called Spirit Box in the metal world that they're super famous. They're one of the biggest bands in the world, and their biggest song, the drums are MIDI, the guitars
yeah.
are recorded into a Universal Audio in his personal bedroom, and the vocals are recorded in his bedroom, as far as I know. Or at least the vocals are recorded in a
bedroom recordings
studio.
are getting nuts, man.
Well, that's the power of plugins. Is with analog, you can only back in the day before plugins and stuff, you really had to get it good at the source because there's only so much you could do after that in a studio. But now you can de-click, de-pop.
You can do that now, but it's, I don't know, just get it right the day of, and it puts a lot of
100%.
pressure on the day of. And there's
have to
other
marry
variables
both.
that go along, you know, money, how much you're gonna pay
You've
for
got
the
to
day,
marry
all that
both
stuff.
of those mindsets.
I think so.
Perfectly.
I think the guys that go all the way digital, I'm gonna have a ton of plugins and we'll worry about it later. We'll fix it later. Like, I guess that's fine if you're crunched for time day of and like that's all you can do. But if you have the option to do analog stuff
100%.
and get it right the day, like take your time.
I agree.
Man.
I mean, if I am in a studio with gear, I'm not going to use any. I'm not going to be like, oh my god, I'm not using it. Of course, I'm going to use it. Of course, if I got a vocals and there's an 1176 right there that's not being used, oh yeah, I'm plugging my vocals
If I
right
see
into
a
that.
distressor sitting right in front, I'm gonna put those on the overheads. You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely using that 1073 right there.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
questions asked. But yeah, I think it's situational. I really do think it's genre based because I think the standards are different in different worlds.
Yes.
Like in the indie world, like indie music, you can literally just put a limiter on the master and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like just make it loud.
Yeah.
Record it in a bedroom, just one mic in a bedroom, make
That's
it
a
loud.
vibe.
And you're good.
Like 1 year ago, me would be like, ew. But now,
It's situational. I mean,
I've really opened up my music horizons in the past like 6 months.
yeah.
So like I listen to John Mayer now. I used to not listen to
Because
him.
John Mayer is opening your musical minds. Dude,
He-
John Mayer's a legend. Everyone
He
listens
is.
to John Mayer.
He is. Shout out.
You
I'm gonna
only
I'm
listen.
gonna
So what
see
you're
him-
saying is
I'm
you
gonna see him in
only
October.
listen. You only listen to Journey, and now you're finally
No,
listening to other music.
I didn't say. Did I say?
You didn't, but that's what I'm saying.
Whatever.
It's ballpark.
Doesn't matter.
The silence right after that.
It doesn't
You
matter.
can feel the reality in the silence.
Doesn't matter.
But I'm gonna end my little spiel there with a quote. Situations are situational, and there's only
Ooh.
every situation is situations are situational. Shout out Pat McAfee. So you can't. That's also why I don't like templates. You have to assess every situation as is, and you can't just copy paste. So
okay, I think we're gonna transition now a little bit
venues
into some venues that we've played at.
Yeah.
Let
me get back.
I got my little.
I wish I had a scroll and I could like scroll it
I was
out.
making this list and I realized that I really haven't played too many places.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love gigging and doing this stuff. Like places that are like mean something, not just like this bar band gig, like the Tin Roof and Nashville's. Like, ooh, I played Tin Roof. Like it's not. It's cool, but it's not like I.
I think that's definitely mentionable. If you played Tin Roof downtown, that's definitely mentionable.
But it's not. It's not the Broadway one. It's the one on Demumbrian.
Never mind. I thought you were talking about Broadway. I was gonna be
no,
like, dude, that's definitely
I haven't played anywhere. Have you played anywhere on Broadway? I haven't.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
man, we suck.
We'll get there one day.
In the comments, say we suck for not playing on Broadway.
No, don't listen to him. In the comments, say you will reach Broadway.
Actually, if any of you have a connection,
get us on Broadway.
Get us to Broadway. Let me know.
Get us on Broadway.
But anyway, so my first venue is the Mockingbird Theater.
Good spot.
In downtown Franklin.
Yeah.
It's like 5 minutes from here. It's like, if you know where the factory is, again, if you're local, it's like right behind it.
Shout out the factory.
Shout out the factory. Although they're doing all this construction stuff. I won't get into
That's
that. All right. And it's like this 100-seater thing in a standing room. And it's nothing crazy, but just every time I play that, the vibes are just immaculate.
It's a great spot. And
it's good sound. It's got brick on the wall, which really isn't great for like sound stuff, but like it looks really cool.
Yeah. It's a great spot.
It's a great spot. They got a bar.
Yeah. They do have a bar.
I play there a ton of times.
They got a panini press.
Like if the guys I play with don't know where to panini press.
Yeah, they got a panini press.
They do. They actually do. If the guys I play with like we haven't played in a while, and like, let's just go play somewhere. We either go to Kimbrough's in downtown here, or we go to Mockingbird. Yeah. We just like just to get our feet wet again, you know?
Yeah. Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
They're good spots. I haven't played either of those spots, I'll be honest. I haven't played
Kimbrough's?
I haven't played Kimbrough's.
It'd be easy to get you in there.
I've actually never played in town. I've only played in Nashville. I've
wow,
never played
aren't
Franklin.
you cool?
Well, I haven't played Broadway. So
okay, but you play like I don't play Nashville too much.
Well, so my thing is I'm like I was saying, I'm in the rock and the metal scene a lot, and a lot of that's in East Nashville.
That's not Franklin.
The first venue I do want to talk about though is actually back home in Michigan. It's this my high school graduation. I played the Eastern Michigan Basketball Arena.
Ooh,
dude, it's awesome. But what I remember about that place specifically is the reverb in that room was awesome. I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but some of my favorite spots around town here are really the smaller ones, to be honest. I have played bigger-ish like clubs around town, but I do like the smaller ones. Like there's a place called Dark Matter here in town. It's an awesome place. They got a sweet green room for the musicians, actually, which is awesome.
Have you been to the Basement East?
I have played Basement East. It's a
you
good
played
spot.
it?
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the East room. I'm thinking
is
the East
OG,
room.
The small one, which is nice.
Yeah.
The Basement East is the like one that's like standing room 300 or something, or 400. I don't know.
No, I was thinking of the East room. I'm thinking of the wrong spot. The East room is an awesome spot though.
I like the East room.
But I like the.
Oh wait, I played there.
The 4.
Is that the one with the balcony in the back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've played there.
It's got the vinyl on the floor.
Yeah,
that place is awesome.
That place is great. Parking sucks, but you know.
True. It's hard in Nashville to park anywhere.
Most
though.
of these places, the parking's awful.
But there's a specific spot called the 404 Bar and Grill. It's kind of outside. I think it's Nashville proper, but it's kind of more towards Antioch a little bit.
Place.
Well, so back in the day, it was kind of back in the day, being a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
it was kind of a smaller spot. Not a lot of people played there. It was more of like an acoustic kind of set. But one of my buddies works there as a sound guy, and apparently I haven't been. Apparently. I heard that they now have upgraded everything, and now there's like a truss. There's truss up, and there's a full like platform stage with monitors and lighting rigs, and they have like stages that are across from each other in this courtyard, so you can do like a battle of the bands, like you know what I mean. I made this joke that if you stand exactly in the middle and they play the same song, your head's gonna explode.
Actually, there'd be phase problems, so you wouldn't hear anything.
True, you'll hear. It'll be silent.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's a good spot. Sorry. I haven't played there since they've upgraded though, so I want to. I was telling my bands about that. We should play there.
Yeah,
but the one spot I do want to talk about is this.
Wait, you said like 5 in a row. Let me get one in.
Okay, go.
My goodness. Anyway, a couple years ago, a country act of mine, his name's Jack Settle, he took his band out to Oklahoma to play in his hometown, Bartlesville.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the Bartlesville Community Center. And he told, we're supposed to play outside, but there was some weather that day. And like, oh, we'll just put it inside. And we went to the community center. And I was like, oh, it'll just be like this small theater-ish looking kind of thing.
Yeah.
Massive.
Really?
Like hundreds of seats. Probably
Wow.
1,000-seater. Like, if not 1,000, like 750. Like,
That sounds awesome.
easy. And it was like this, like like it was nice theater kind of thing
Yeah.
too. I was like, oh, it wasn't full.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. It
Don't
was
get me
not.
wrong. It did not sell out.
It was no. But oh my gosh! And then there was like there's like so much stuff backstage, like all these different green rooms, and like the stage was like huge, by like
Yeah.
I don't know. It was deep. There you go.
Deep,
It was a deep
yeah,
stage.
nice.
And I felt like we didn't take advantage of the the
Of
space
the
because
space.
we never played anything that big.
Yeah.
But that was a very good memory. We did
That's
like
cool.
I think they flew us out there and everything, and I was like,
Flew you out.
it was
First class?
no, we're not that good.
That would have been cool.
Southwest.
Shout out Southwest.
How many people are going to shout out today?
I don't know, but I wish I get a better boarding class every time. I hate being in the last group to board. Anyway, one final shout out we have to do. Shout out Liquid Death.
Liquid Death.
Shout out Liquid Death. They're not sponsored, but I'd love for you guys to sponsor us. I'm a huge fan.
You guys
Love your
like-
water.
We'll talk about my YouTube channel a little bit later as we're closing up. But you guys liked my picture, or I think it was a video. It was the video of you drinking
of
Liquid
me
Death.
drinking Liquid Death with
And
reverb
you guys
on
liked it. I don't know if that's just some bot that likes it, but it was the official page.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna flash up a picture here to prove it. Just to prove it,
Yeah.
it's there. I texted the group of guys and I was like, guys,
I
Liquid
was
Death liked our
I was
picture.
so excited. I was so excited. It was awesome.
Oh man.
But yeah, I only have one spot. Can I talk about my last spot now?
I got two more. Actually, I have the like.
I'm
Well,
just kidding.
okay. I just want to say I play with a guy named John Gotti. He takes us out to a
Yeah.
few churches.
More than a few.
And more than a few. Yeah. He's the music director at St. Philip Catholic Church, which is where I go. And he's had a music career on his own. And I've been fortunate enough to play with him the last year or two.
I think I
just
met him
on
once
and
or
off.
twice.
Did you meet him when he came here?
I think I did.
We
Yeah.
did
Yeah,
the
I did meet him when he was here.
150th
Yeah.
anniversary. Yeah.
He was nice. He's a cool guy.
And yeah, very appreciative of him taking me out. And but we played, these huge like very old churches and
Yeah.
and it's awful to do sounding. It's so bad. I just went out with him for Christmas this last year, and
Yeah.
there's this one church like all marble. The columns, the whole
Yeah, but
everything.
They
like,
sound beautiful.
it
It's the
sounds
reverb.
great,
It's the reverb.
But
that
like
sounds
with
good.
acoustic drums, and Dion Clay, if you're watching this, the drummer, he played to the room. It was great, and I was like, I walked in the room, I was like,
Yeah.
and I just heard it echo. But then when you play these other churches that were just like, more modern,
Yeah.
and it's a very different vibe. But it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. To me, all Catholic churches have like the similar, if they're old, like built in the 1900s or like
Yeah.
built 5 years ago. It's like it's just a
all
similar
like, is there
vibe.
carpet or not?
Is there carpet or not?
Yeah, that's how you can tell. I feel
I was gonna say pews or like the cross up
Oh.
on the thing.
that too.
I don't know. My last thing. I just want to say a place I want to play.
Yeah.
It's a bucket list.
Your dream spot. Yeah.
It's a bucket list. Is I really want to play the Ryman.
yeah.
I really want to play the Ryman.
Yeah. That'd be
And I
awesome.
just saw Ben Rector there last week. I saw Sammy Hagar last year there. I've seen Michael W. Smith over there.
I saw Vince Gill there years ago.
Bro. And like, it's just too iconic.
It's awesome.
It's too iconic to not want
awesome.
to play there. Colony House just played there a few months ago.
It's an awesome spot.
Ugh.
It is awesome.
Everyone goes there.
They even do podcasts there. Maybe if we get big enough, we'll do a show there.
do one in the phone. Actually, we'll just do one down here in the theater. We'll do a live one.
Yeah, we could. It'd be sweet.
That would be cool. Okay, what's your dream spot? here?
Well, I have a place that I've played that I want to talk about. My dream spot. I haven't really thought about that. I don't know. My dream spot actually here in town. Have you seen? It's called the Cavern.
I think
I think it's a few venues in one, but it's underground caves. That's a
yes,
venue.
I know what you're talking about.
I really.
I've seen some pictures of that place. That's incredible.
I heard also it doesn't sound very good in there,
You heard it here.
but I
That's
heard it's an
rough.
awesome place to play. I'm sure it's actually good because the people that work there probably know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I've heard that, like, from an engineer standpoint, it's
It's
got to
rough.
be awful because the reverb and the walls just bouncing off of each other everywhere.
Okay, well, what's your bucket list?
What do you mean?
Did you have a bucket?
That is
that
my
was a
bucket
bucket
list
list.
spot.
Oh, I'm
I've
sorry.
never played there.
You said you had another one that you
Yeah, I just played a house show about a week.
Oh, this is disgusting.
Yeah, I gotta talk about it. You think it's disgusting. Even though
I would
yes,
never
you could
play.
argue the asbestos on the ceiling wasn't very cleanly.
Oh my! There's.
It was a house show. Maybe it wasn't asbestos, and I'm just being.
It probably
irrational.
was.
It probably was just water damage
Or mold.
whatever.
At minimum,
it was
mold.
Awesome. It's called the Crossroads House in Murfreesboro. It's a punk house, and I played with my
Murfreesboro.
buddy St. Jacob. Shout out Jacob. And Zach Britt plays drums for them.
Zach. My goodness.
Zach played the show. Zach was the drummer for that show.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I mean, it was chaotic. It was a mosh the whole time. We did if you know, you know. We did a cover of Boom Slang by Kublai Khan, and man, it went crazy. It was chaotic. It was hectic. It was super hot in there, but it was awesome.
I carry a fan with me now. I have one in my car.
Drums,
It's
I think,
just
makes
in the
more sense
back.
though.
I always have a fan.
I sweat I'm a bigger guy. I sweat whenever I'm playing live.
I learned
anyway.
that from a friend, Kevin Eberly, who, if you watch one of my earlier videos, or a couple of them,
Kevin,
he's in there playing bass. And I showed up to this one gig. My man's got a little fan and a little white towel. I think he might have had 2 towels. I don't even know.
Maybe
And he was, he was in black. It was an outdoor thing. Like, it wasn't like
Yeah.
a professional thing. The man was all black. Fan, towel. Like, you've
I
done
should
this
do that.
before, haven't you?
Yeah, literally.
And from now on, I don't do the towel thing.
Yeah.
I should. In the summer, I probably
Probably
will.
should. It's very Italian too. To have
It
a
is.
towel.
It is. Shout out to Kevin. I miss
Shout
you.
out Italians.
My man's engaged now.
Really?
He is.
Congratulations, Kevin.
Congratulations to Kevin.
Yeah. Good luck. I hope it goes well.
No, I like his fiance.
No,
Kate.
I've never met. I'm just.
I know you haven't.
I hope best wishes for your
My
marriage.
goodness. Okay, I think we're gonna
We
be
need to get
wrapping
out
up.
here.
Yeah,
We
we're
need to
wrapping
go.
up here. We're gonna give all the socials a shout out real quick.
Yeah, I gotta make sure I say this right.
We are the Green Room Podcast. On Instagram, you can find us at Podcast The Green Room.
Yeah, 2 T's.
It took us so long to even get that.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
Podcast with a T.
Trying to
the
get a
again with T.
username for all of this was impossible.
Yeah, I'm sorry they're not the same at all.
On
It's-
TikTok, you
it's-
can just look up the Green Room Podcast and it'll show up. I believe the actual username is Podcast TGR.
Yeah.
Podcast The Green Room. But
Yeah.
if you just look up the Green Room Podcast, it'll show up.
It'll
on
all be
there.
down below. The fallout.
Yep.
Again, shout out to the Franklin Theater. The stuff will be down below.
You want to say your personal Instagrams and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Did you just
Sorry,
forget?
I just totally went somewhere else in my mind. You
Saw that.
go first. I need to
My personal Instagram is BDEN_ATEN. It's BDEN_ATEN. I might be changing that soon, actually, so watch out. It's a terrible username. Yeah,
fine.
follow me there. I haven't posted in a while, but I'm going to start posting more. I actually might revamp it and make it more of like an artist page.
Wow.
We'll see. I might start posting some mixing stuff in there, so follow me there. It'll be fun.
On I think every single one of my socials, I am Massimo D Music, Massimo D Music, all one thing. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the loveliness. YouTube, just my name, Massimo DiStefano, DISTEFANO.
DiStefano.
That's not how you say it, and I'm cutting that out.
Can't cut that out.
Fine, I'll leave it in. You can find this man on my YouTube channel.
Yep.
I do some really fun stuff on there. We do full band covers. We do this thing called Musical Chairs. He's in it. Don't worry.
It's fun.
We do some drum covers. It's just a good time. Thank you again to the Franklin Theater. What else I got on here? That might be
I
it.
think that's it.
Shout out to Steve Perry, just because.
Shout out Slash
I think the big shout outs we got to do Steve Perry, Slash,
and Liquid Death
and Liquid Death in the theater. That's it.
in the theater. Yeah. Shout out everybody. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Peace.
Ciao.